Hello, everybody. Welcome to my new Sunday market breakdown. Okay, so today I will not go over the DXY because last week it was just still same now. So yeah, the same direction from me, bullish. So yeah, if I go now to my pairs that I had in mind, I have a lot. I have 6 of them that can play out. If I go now to the first pair, GBPCHF on the monthly, you can see that we had a false break of this highs here, clear false break here, and the bears came in. So yeah, we are bearish. And then I could see that we had this possible bearish W where we rejected on. This was clear support, resistance, and now it rejected as resistance. So yeah, we are bearish there. If I go to the weekly, you can see that we had a nice first touch, second touch, third touch on the trend line. So yeah, the bears kicking in from that point. So I expect again till the monthly TP, some bears at the end, long term take profit. If I can see now on the weekly, we were still bullish. We are still bullish because this is our low and this is our high, but we created here a double top. So that's an indication the bears kick in. And now we received the weekly bearish indicational candle that the bears are showing themselves. And if I took my Fibonacci from the high here to the low, you can see we rejected the 61.80, which is an indication. And if I now go to the daily, you can see that we made a false break of this lower high here. As you can see, this is a false break. So we made a double top as an indication that the bear is kicking in. And now we can make this shoulder one head shoulder two with a nice supply and demand in the shoulder one acting as resistance here, support here, resistance, and possible resistance here. So that's nice to see. If I go now to the 4-hour chart, you can see that we made here a break, the break of structure of this institutional candle. So we can make this shoulder one here, this head, shoulder two for possible more upside momentum, which is aligning with this minus 60.80 here at the daily shoulder one zone. So what I want to see is this flip completion touching, and then the 3 deceleration candles for taking the short to the downside. So that's what I can see on GBPCHF. If I go now to AUDNZD, the next pair on the monthly, you can see that we came from a clear supply and demand zone acting like support here, support, resistance, support, support, resistance, support, support, and again support. So that's nice. And what I can further see is, if I delete this was our double bottom, and now we can have also this shoulder one, this head, shoulder two for more upside momentum on the monthly. So that's nice to see. If I go to the weekly, we made this weekly bullish indicational candle, and we are also bullish on the weekly. We have this bullish M that we can complete. We made also the natural M, same highs here, same lows here for more upside momentum on the weekly. And what I can also see right now is this is a false break of this higher low. So we can make the smaller inverse shoulder, shoulder one, head, shoulder two, and then the pull back till this zone possible. And then for more upside momentum till the weekly take profit. That's what I can see. If I go to the daily, then it's more clear. On the daily, we have 2 zones, which we can hold. So what I can see is that after our weekly bullish candle, we made this bullish M institutional candle here that can hold the price up between the 61.80 and the 78.60. We have a clear supply and demand zone acting like resistance, support, resistance, resistance here, and now we can act again like support. If we don't hold it here with a deceleration box or a flip completion with deceleration, then yeah, I will not take this trade, and then we can go till this lows, and then I want to see some deceleration there. So if I go now to the 4-hour, then I will show you. So what we have now on the 4-hour, we are bullish, so we are making these higher highs and higher lows. So I want to see this clear break of this higher low. Then we are making lower lows and lower highs, a fib completion from the high here to the low, -27 aligning them here, then 3 deceleration candles, then more upside momentum. If you don't do that, yeah, I will look here for some possible setup for deceleration or a pattern. That's what I can see. If I go to the next pair, NZDCHF, on the monthly, this is looking on the monthly bearish, but I'm long on this trade. So on the monthly, we had this high and this low. We had a break of structure here because we made here a nice break of these highs. So we are bullish on the monthly on the major driver, but we can make this kind of bearish W here on the monthly and the shoulder 1 and shoulder 2 with the descending trend line. So that's what I can see, just to have a bias on the monthly, but on the weekly there is more indication for more upside momentum. So on the weekly, we are bullish because we had this break of these highs here. As you can see, we are bullish with multiple weekly bullish candles, and we can have the possible first touch, second touch, third touch here, and then more downside momentum. So yeah, if I look to the daily now, you can see on the daily we are making the bullish M here with corrective nature counter to the trend. So this impulse took 1 day and this already 3 days. So that's nice to see that we have some corrective nature counter to the trend there. What I can also see already is that we having now that clear supply and demand zone between the 61.80 and a 78.60. So as you can see, this is acting like resistance and now as support. So clear supply and demand zone. If we can come back one more time till this daily zone, as you can see on the 4 hour, we are making this shoulder 1, then the head, shoulder 2, and then I want to take the trade on the shoulder 1 here, and then we can maybe touch this small touch of the daily zone, and then we can go to the upside. So I will take the trade there, and I will target the beginning of the correction because if I take my Fibonacci from the low to the high here, my -27 is here, aligning here, and yeah, my trade will be running 2.8% for my first partials. So yeah, I want to have 3 at least. So this will be the beginning of the correction. Take profit. So the only thing we need to keep in mind is that we have this monthly selling zone. But yeah, the indications are there for taking along. So yeah. So my next pair is GBPUSD. On the monthly, you can see we had this fib completion from the high here to the low, -27 fib completion. We are at the major driver making higher highs and higher lows. As you can see, if I take my Fibonacci here from the low to the high, the 61.80 got tapped, so that's nice indication. So we are bullish on the monthly. If I go to the weekly, you can see we made this 2 weekly bullish indicational candles for more upside momentum. If I take my Fibonacci here from the high here to the low, -60.80 aligning here, this is just a false break of the fib then. The only thing is that we are on the weekly bearish because we broke this lows here, as you can see, and we are now acting like resistance. This is the thing we need to keep in mind. So yeah, if I go to the daily now, on the daily, we have this bullish M. The bullish M here that can play out with the institutional candle that is holding our price up with a nice supply and demand zone, acting like resistance here, support here. So this candle again took 1 day to make this impulse, and this 1, 2, 3 to come down. So that's also nice to see that we have corrective nature, counter to the trend on the daily. And on the 4 hour, you can see we are making here, as you can see here, like this. We are making on the 4 hour the bullish M here. So this is our bullish M here for more upside momentum. And what I can see also is that we're making this double bottom with a shoulder 1, then the head, shoulder 2, and we already had this break of the highs here. This can also be a false break, so we made actually the same low, so that's nice. And I can take my trade on the shoulder 1 here, and my stop loss below the lows here. And yeah, my take profit will be at the beginning of the correction, because if I take my trade to the -27 round number to the downside, you can see my first partials will be 2.45%. I don't want that. I will take the beginning of the correction around 4%. So that's what I can see. The next pair is GBPCAD on the monthly. You can see that on the monthly we are very bearish impulsive move on the monthly. What I can see is for a possible reversal is this double bottom. This is the same head. This is the head, the shoulder 1 here, then the possible shoulder 2 for more upside momentum. So that's in the long term. If I go to the weekly now, on the weekly, we are bearish indicational candle close on the weekly. If I go to the daily, we have that nice pattern within a pattern. We have that bearish W here for more downside momentum, and the head and shoulders. So the shoulder 1, the head, shoulder 2 institutional candle at the shoulder 1, and a nice clear supply and demand zone at the shoulder 1. Support, acting as support, resistance. So we can have that possible resistance here for more downside momentum. If I go now to the 4-hour, you can see that we need to have some patience for this trade, because this is our lower high here that can hold our price down. So if we can come back till this zone, that we can break this and we can make this shoulder 1 here, this head, shoulder 2, then the fib completion aligning with the daily zone of interest, then the 1, 2, 3 deceleration candles at the fib completion, and then we can go to the downside. So then I will place my entry here at that zone. So that's what I can see. If I go to my last pair, CADCHF, so I have a lot of pairs, guys. So yeah, so for some trades we need to have some more patience. Other ones there are less more quick to take. So yeah, on the monthly you can see on CADCHF we had this clear monthly buying zone. Every time we came from above acting as support, we came from below acting as resistance, clear supply and demand zone. So and now we acted like support with some clear corrective nature counter to the trend. That's an indication that we can expect some reversal. If I go to the weekly chart now, you can see that we are bullish on the weekly. This was our last low, double bottom indication for more upside momentum. And this was the low, then this is the high. So everything between that is just a correction for more upside momentum. And we are all already making the bullish weekly candle close. It's nice to see that the bulls are present. If I go to the daily, then we are making this bullish M here with a smaller bullish M, this smaller bullish M aligning this low, this higher low with the nice supply and demand, acting like support, resistance here, and support here. So we can come back till this zone acting like support again. So that's nice to see. And as you can see, this is our first touch, second touch, and we can have that possible third touch of the trend line. So yeah, if I go to the 4-hour chart, you can see that we can have the possible shoulder 1 here, then the head, resistance in the head, and yeah, clear supply and demand zone here. As you can see on the 4-hour institutional candle acting as support, resistance here, support, resistance, possible support again here for a nice trade to the upside. So yeah, if we can have that clear deceleration at that shoulder 1 zone, as we can see here, we had also multiple candles, then I will take my trade to the upside. So that's what I can see, guys. So trade carefully this week. We have also a new monthly candle close. So yeah, expect a lot of volume when that candle will open. So yeah, see you next week. Bye guys.